If I could change the title of my book, if I could write a book that was just on one topic I find truly fascinating, something so niche that it might be uninteresting to a lot of people, but really interesting to some, that topic would be intentional destruction. I'm fascinated by highly professional people, some of the top performers in the world, whether it's Michelin star chefs or billionaire writers, little teaser there, who happen to throw away their best ideas, to absolutely move on just when things are working out well. Today you're going to learn why that's an important trait and why it's an important trait to help you find your next idea. So, welcome to the section on intentional destruction. In 1990, Brahma was the #3 beer maker in Brazil. They were struggling, and a new CEO came on board named Marcel Pellis. Now, Marcel's background was from the trading floors of America, where he was used to stock trading, fast-paced markets, and working with everyone on his team on the same floor. So when he showed up, he was sort of shocked to see that Brahma had separate lunchrooms for the leadership team from the workers. They had all these polarizing things with their structures. They didn't have an open office. They had all these offices. And so he made a couple of really big changes right from the beginning. He ripped down all the walls. He took away guaranteed bonuses. He removed the manager lunchrooms and put everyone together. Also removed manager parking. He removed all the perks of seniority and had people work together. Fast forward a couple decades and Brahma rose not just to be #1 in Brazil, the company rose to be #1 in the world, purchasing Anheuser-Busch and continuing to make acquisitions to this day that make their lead even further ahead of their other competitors. Destroy to create. Let me give you some more thoughts on why I say destroy to create. When the world around you changes, you need to find a way for yourself and your team to abandon everything that's causing you to preserve the status quo. I had an opportunity to work with a filmmaker when we were making Trend Hunter TV a decade ago. And I had this takeaway from it. What would you rather fight, a kitten or a bear? You'd probably say a kitten, even though that's insensitive. But this guy wanted to find out about people who like to fight bears. And he found someone that didn't fight bears, but someone who had this dream to make a bear suit that would protect him from bears. And this guy got his buddies to run into him with cars and set him on fire and beat him up with baseball bats. It's the weirdest thing, in order to make a suit that would protect him from a bear. And the movie went on to get big success. Quentin Tarantino called it fantastic, Project Grizzly. But when I interviewed Peter Lynch, I asked him, how do you make a documentary film like that when you don't really know the story and you're just following someone around for half a year or a year? How do you kind of put that all together as a story? And he told me, Jeremy, you take your best idea and you throw it away. I don't get that. What do you mean? He goes, if you saw the best footage from Project Grizzly, the best footage, what would happen is you would sort of write the character off. But if I throw that away, I need to seed everything together a little bit better, and I can weave a tapestry of a character you can show empathy for. And then I said, oh, okay, so then at the end, you put that footage back in? And he goes, no, Jeremy, it's like you're not listening. You need to throw your best idea away because you can overly rely on it. And Peter Lynch is not the only one doing that. In Eric Ripert's kitchen, one of the top Michelin star winning chefs in America, in his Le Bourdain kitchen in New York City, if you walk into the restaurant and you know what you want to order before you were there, before you saw the menu, he'll come out and talk to you. You said, I want the chicken cordon bleu to your waiter. He'll come out and say, wait, why did you say you want the chicken cordon bleu? Why did you say that? Well, I heard about it from a friend. Eric's answer will be, okay, we no longer offer that dish anymore. But what do you mean? That guy over there has it right now. Yeah, but because you ordered it without looking at the menu, we've removed that menu item forever because he doesn't want to be recognized for a signature dish. You tell him, okay, I'd like something else done with chicken, fine. He goes to the back, experiments, plays around with things, mixes and rematches ingredients together until he comes up with a brand new meal. On one hand, that's painful. He's thrown away all the best meals he's ever created. That hurts. Why would he do it? Where do those recipes go? But on the other hand, after doing this for decades, after doing this hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times, he is so good at being able to remix and match flavors together that who do you think is going to keep being one of the best chefs in the world? And in his words, it's easier to earn a Michelin star than it is to keep it. To keep it, you need to keep fighting. He teaches us to break free from past success. Destroy to create. And there's another example of that. Her name's Joanne. She wanted to be a writer. Things weren't working out. She lost her job. Recession hit. Her mother got sick. Her husband and her broke up. Everything stopped working. She didn't get into the school she wanted. And in that time period of nothing working, in her total chaos, she decided to take up her hobby, her passion, and she started writing a book. That book was rejected by many publishers. And the book, it's sort of interesting, because guess what? It worked out. The book was Harry Potter, Joanne is J.K. Rowling, and after selling $1 billion worth of books, I guess she learned that you can start off from new and make opportunity out of difficulty. But when she wanted to start writing in a different category, she came out with a crime novel, Casual Vacancy. And when she did, it was a bestseller, but a lot of the reviews on Amazon were sort of terrible. The reviews said things like, "My 8-year-old read this. I'm disgusted by the sex and drug use." Maybe your 8-year-old shouldn't be reading it. But she had this expectation that her clients or readers had of her, and that sort of forced her into a tough position. So she wanted to break free from that, and so, indeed, she decided to start from scratch. She created a pseudonym, a pen name, Robert Galbraith, tried keeping it a secret for a while, but she started launching her own books under a different title, a different author's name, which she continues to do to this day. If you've learned anything from this section, I hope that it continues to reinforce that culture eats strategy for breakfast. And sometimes to make that deep cultural connection, you do need to start a bit more from scratch. Some of the tactics include tolerating crazy ideas, pushing boundaries, celebrating that nothing is precious, hiring freaks or non-traditional thinkers, encouraging informality, and breaking down the walls that separate people and their ideas. Which is our Marcel Pellis example, which also involved destroying the perks of seniority. The workshop questions for this part would be, how much simpler would your business be today if you restarted everything from scratch? And what would your business look like if you were forced to throw away your top business line?